Good evening. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. Joined as always, we got Brandon Lyons, Earl Dudley Jr., and Wilson Turpin Jr. And again, welcome to Wizards Outlook. The Washington Wizards were on the road tonight in Chicago. Last Saturday, played Chicago tough. DeMar DeRozan hits a huge shot to knock the Wizards out tonight. It wasn't as close, in spite of what the 130 to 122 score says, and we'll get into that in just a minute. As always, a quick word from our folks over at Oohs and Us. Buy one, get one free BOGO cocktails from 10 p.m. to midnight, Fridays and Saturdays at the Georgia Avenue location. Visit Oohs and Us this weekend. All right, Cardell or Ray, let you guys figure out who wants to go first. My only 2 cents. I want to hear what you guys have to say because I got some, but it's for later. So,
We're
Yeah, you can't lose the Kobe White and IU Desumu. Like that's crazy, man. Um, they just couldn't defend anyone. They gave up 73 points in the first half. And I mean, if you just saw the Wizards box score from the first half, you'd assume they won. They was winning. Like they were shooting 58, 50, and 100 splits, and they were down. So that means something else had to go drastically wrong, and they couldn't defend. They turned the ball over, and then like we always bring up, there were live ball turnovers that led directly to layups. So they got to figure that out, man. But yeah, it's like it was no resistance at all. uh, Bull shot 53% from the field for the game, 45% from three. Got to the line a healthy amount of times, made 90% of their free throws. Yeah, it was a typical recipe for a bad Wizards loss. All the things that haunt them were on full display, and that's why we got the result that we got. Like Wilson said, the game was nowhere near as close as the final score would indicate. Um, I mean, they had a couple spots where they made a run, but Chicago just settled down, got back to business, and when they didn't close it out, it's weird to see how the defense has just fallen off. But to start the year, the Wizards were actually defending the three pretty well, but teams have been lighting them up. So they need to find whatever was working for them early in the season. They need to go back to the drawing board and rediscover that, because we say every show, if they defend, they win. If they don't play defense well, then things get dicey for them, and it spills over to the other side, because when they're not getting stops, when they're not getting rebounds, outlets, getting easy baskets, then the offense becomes stagnant. The ball doesn't move as much. It's a lot of one pass and then a three, or somebody just going one on one, and that's really not when they're at their best. They're at their best when the ball is moving, people are getting good in rhythm shots. It's a lot of evidence of that throughout the season, man. The games when they move the ball and people are getting comfortable shots, getting good, clean looks, the results speak for themselves. But that's unfortunately that's not the way it went tonight. And yeah, and the defensive end of the floor was a complete mess. So yeah, they got another one on Sunday against Orlando. Orlando's kind of reminiscent of the Houston team they lost to the a couple nights ago. Young, athletic, guys is just out there playing basketball. So yeah, man, hey, you don't want to get into another slide, especially at this point. The season's moving on quickly. All Star game is very close. So and we all know what happens once the NBA season hits that point. So they got to get it together, man. They falling below 500 for the first time this year, and it's the tide's kind of turning back to kind of those bleak days of December. Um, yeah, so they got to head that off before it gets too bad. hopefully, hopefully they can regain their footing and get some W's sometime soon.
Cardell.
Yeah, for me, it's just they didn't take away what Chicago does best. Shoot threes. Honestly, they're number one in the league in 3-point percentage. But the thing about them is they don't jack a lot of threes. So when they shoot them, they make them count. And to me, so I just saw the Wizards just kind of standing there watching when the ball rotated and found open shooters. I mean, Lonzo Ball was out there looking like Klay Thompson. You know what I mean? It was just a shooting session for him, shoot around. Um, they just don't have the sense of urgency. They don't have the energy defensively that they need to try to win games. The offense, they are honestly the starters. They played well. Actually their starters outplayed the Bulls starters. You know what I'm saying? The real issue was the bench. 52-29. The Bulls bench. They dominated the Wizards bench. Anytime you can get DeRozan, especially at their crib, he shoot 5 for 16 and only had 15 points. Uh, yo, you should be able to pull that one out. That's ideal. You know what I'm saying? Even if Levine do what he do, cool. We took one of them out the game. You know what I mean? Spencer Dinwiddie put up points. Brad Beal put up points. The starters put up points. The entire starting five was in double figures. The problem was they couldn't defend, and they didn't get much production from their bench. And I think teams are targeting that. I like Neto. Kispert. Cool. Aaron Holiday. I know he just got back, so I'm not gonna put him in this equation quite yet. But they're attacking those guys. Denny, as good of a defender he is, he struggles against quicker players. You know what I'm saying? So all they doing is just trying to get the matchup that they want and going right at them 1-on-1 because they know the Wizards ain't gonna help them. Like when you get past the first defender with the Wizards, if you get past your first guy, there's really no resistance back there. I mean, Gafford will try, but 9 times out of 10, the big is sealing him off. So he's fighting to try to get around the big to try to contest. You know what I mean? So it's a free lane to the basket and on the score. And their defense, man, it's just atrocious, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially for pros, though. At this point, I know they know what to do, man. But at this point, it's just about wanting to do it, consistently and pride. At the beginning of the season, like I said, they did it. They're excited. They're fresh. They're not tired yet. They're happy to be hooping. But we in the dog days now, so that energy and effort, even Ayo, my man hit a couple shots. You need to adjust, dog. You need to get out there. They still leaving him wide open, not even trying to hustle, not even getting the contest. That matters. That little extra effort when you run out there and just get your hand up, it can literally help make them miss, man. You know what I'm saying? Like these NBA players, you give them a wide open look, they're going to make more shots more times than not, man. It just doesn't make sense, man, why they keep thinking the same recipe is going to work. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's no need of stressing over it's on them. When they defend, we keep saying it, they win. They scoring enough points. But they lost 3 quarters today. And I'm not even going to, really, they lost the fourth. I just think while the garbage time, the Wizards just scored a few more points. That's all that was. But when the key rotation guys were in, I think they were losing that too. You should take pride in it. Like $130, you should be sick. I mean, come on, man. You should really be sick. That's like, no, when I, growing up, it was the coach was like, yo, 25 a quarter, dog. And then that's a lot, 25 a quarter. Man, they teams giving them like 35 to 40 a quarter. And then I'm looking at a post game. I just want to see who mad. Denny looked like he mad, but he always looked like he just frustrated. He just emotional stuff. He's just a young player. He got to adjust. But they don't even look like it's phasing him. So it's like, do y'all really want this, or like, what's the issue, So, I'm not shocked, man, because honestly, this is the same type of defensive effort that saw on Capital One when they played Houston. It's just that Houston didn't hit threes. If they'd hit the threes, it would have been the same type of result. So, even though they lost both games, it'd have been the same type of glaring gap like it was tonight with the Bulls. So it's just really on them. They lost because they couldn't defend, which is usually the story, and the bench didn't show up tonight. Plain and simple.
Yeah, y'all laid it out. Only thing I might add, you throw in your typical array of careless turnovers to a team that's actively defends. Like, yeah, you're gonna throw away whatever little Like they checked all the boxes of everything you can't do in a game as a road team. They literally checked every box. Right? Wasted, like you guys said, what was a solid offensive night from the starters, but who cares if you gave it right back? To Kobe White's he's officially on that list of people who like seeing the Wizards. What was it last Saturday? I think it was Saturday or Sunday, whichever it was in DC. He had 20 something off the bench in that game. At least in that one, like it's DeRozan and Levine going over 30 to win that game. Like you just mentioned, DeRozan went 5 of 16. Zach had 27, but he was 1 of 6 from 3. Like it was the bench. Like I was tweeting through it. The bench had 50 points pretty much near the start of the fourth quarter. It's absurd. Like 50 freaking bench points.
52, man.
I'm sorry, 52. And then, like you said, Lonzo comes back. Obviously, he had a big impact in this game because he wasn't part of the first time they played. But man, it was a knockdown shooter. Like I think Chris Miller tweeted, he had enough time to take an extra rhythm practice shoot around type dribble before knocking down threes. Like at what point? Like that's embarrassing. He had like almost on every single one of his 3-pointers. It was comfortable. And again, like you said, NBA shooters, you give them enough time. Yeah, then they get going, and now you're in a whole different world of trouble because Kobe White, Samu, guys like that, they can get by you. They want to go downhill anyways. But you let the 3 get going, and it was bad, man. Like, and then at that point you're in trouble because then you're running out. It's half-hearted closeouts. Yeah, DeSamu was comfortable. I don't know if everybody remember. He got his jersey retired in Illinois, I think yesterday and whatnot. But he's comfortable. He was drafted for a reason. Kobe White's comfortable in the role that he's in. Like Tony Bradley came off the bench contributing. Like it was ridiculous. But that's why the Bulls. That's why this was their 9th consecutive win, and this is also why Washington's 1 game under 500 right now. Opposite ends of the spectrum. And like you guys mentioned, it's one of the first nights where, you get to say Beal, Kuz, and Dinwiddie all scored in double figures, which was something that hasn't really happened for much of the season. And it's irrelevant. It just doesn't matter. Just throw it all away.
Lonzo was 60-11 from the field, and they were all from 3. Like he didn't take any other shot but 3 wide open threes. You see what I'm saying? It's just, and I'm looking at guys, I'm looking at things that maybe the average fan don't looking at. I mean, I see Kuz giving effort. He's trying. He's hustling the bag. He huffing and puffing. So I could tell other guys don't want to dig deep. And they don't want to dig deep, man. It's only like a handful of guys on that team that consistently try to give everything they got. And I don't understand that, man. It's just like it seems like a lot of players in this era are. It's a negative to be tired after a game. I'm like, you should be tired. like you should be exhausted. That means you're giving maximum effort, man. You know what I mean? Only way you're not exhausted is if you blow out a team and the game is over, you go to the bench and early in the third and the reserves play or something like that. But I mean, look, man, this it's starting to sink in what this team is, and it's their record, 500 team. You know what I mean? Because you can't I don't want to hear this like they can just flip a switch and go on like a 10-game winning streak or something like that. It's not they haven't shown the mental toughness to be able to do that. Because if you did, you wouldn't have these types of lapses. This was a winnable game if all they did was just play defense. Even the turnovers, I'm not even gonna get on about the turnovers because it's 15. You know what I mean? Like, man, the NBA in this area, it gets bad, though. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's fair. And I think Chicago had 15 as well. So
yeah, exactly. Teams be like around 30 turnovers and stuff. So I'm like 15. I can live with that, though. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, and as usual, like most of them came from Bill. You know what I mean? But they gotta figure out something, man. And I'm anxious, like Wilson said, I'm anxious to see what TB and Rui bring. I know TB gonna give you maximum effort and stuff like that. I might like a guy like that inside. You know what I'm saying? Like They got a couple like Neto. He's just small. He gonna give you that maximum effort on the perimeter. It's so will Holiday, but they're just small. So Kobe White and DeSumo are 6'5". So that's what I mean. Size matters. Length and athleticism matters. They just get to their spot, and just shoot over them. Like you be as aggressive as you want. I'm not. I think who was it? Aaron Holiday. He was on DeRozan late in the game, pressing 94 feet. DeRozan ain't try to play with him. He just kept spinning on him, using his body shield. Him, kept spinning on him, spinning on him. Got to the spot, and I think he passed it to Tony Bradley for the dunk.
Yep.
I ain't even gonna play with you, dog. I know the family. We all Cali kids. I know what the family business is. So spin on you. I'm gonna take it. Make sure you don't rip me. I'm gonna get to my spot, which he's a master at, and boom. Tony Bradley had an easy dunk. It was just technical, efficient basketball, dog. So I'm anxious to see what they bring, man. That's kind of what I'm looking at because if they bring what we know they can bring, then certain guys got to go to the bench, dog. It just is what it is, dog. Because at this point, this ain't working.
Immediately. And here's just a little last number I'm gonna throw: 14 and 17. That's what that duo off Chicago's bench shot from the floor tonight, unbothered. 14 and 17 from Kobe White and Ayo DeSumo. 14 and 17. And the shots they missed, it wasn't because they were contested. They just missed. 14 and 17. That's freaking ridiculous. And of those three misses, only one of them was a three. They shot seven to 8 from three between the two of them. I just want to. That's what I'm saying. I just want to make it clear the level of destruction those two young fellas were on. Like we saw Kobe do it, and this time Ayo jumped in. And then again, like last week, Lonzo wasn't available. Like play a game, guys.
They deep on the perimeter, man. I'm saying the Bulls are deep on the perimeter, man. Mm-hmm. They're very deep,
and
man.
Keep in mind, no Caruso right now either.
And they got Vucevic in there. He's all-star. He's just chilling. They call him when needed. They need him like, look, big fella, we need you for the Giannis and Embiid, dog. That's what we really need you for, dog. You know what I'm saying? We got the rest. It's just like that, man. You know what I mean? So what's the guy figure something out, man? But hopefully Rui and TB hurry up because as is, and they gonna get it done, dog. I'm just at that point. When you show me who you are, I just believe you, dog.
They said it loud and clear now. Somebody doesn't want to believe it. That's on them. Like they've shouted it to the mountaintops, as far as I'm concerned. Player of the game, guys. Who you guys have?
I'm gonna roll with Ayo. I'm gonna roll with Ayo DeSumo because Kobe. We expect him to put points up. We expect Zach and DeRozan. We expect them to do certain things. No one saw Ayo having the impact that he had. Like he really came in and disrupted the game, and it forced the Wizards to really have to scramble and be worried about everybody. You know what I'm saying? Even though Lonzo was bombing away and stuff, those guys you kind of expect to do that. You're not expecting Ayo to come in and have it like he had. I mean, damn, dog, 7-9, dog, 5 and 4, yeah, 3 steals, yeah. Young boy Rook, yeah, he did his thing tonight. Show him love.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna double down, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that wasn't on the scouting report for him to come out firing all cylinders like that. And yeah, man, when something like unexpected happens like that to a team that's really not stout defensively to begin with, that even throws them that much more out of whack. Because I mean, yeah, that was it was an out of character performance for him in a good way. So yeah, he gets the nod tonight.
Yeah, I just look, man. I ain't even getting the specifics. I just have Bulls bench for both. So I think that covers Ayo. So I'm in agreement with you guys through default. So that's also my X factor. There's nothing else to write for me. But who you guys have is your X factor for the night?
Yeah. We go with the Bulls bench. Why not? Really, Kobe White and the DeSumo, but
right.
I already said DeSumo, so yeah. Why not?
I would just figure whichever one you didn't put at one of them, the other one was getting the other one. So they took turns giving Washington. They put hands on Washington tonight, so it didn't matter who you chose for what. I don't think you could be wrong at all. Had a couple comments before we get out of here. For Maya, she's with you, Cardell. Can't wait till Rui and TB are back. Um, and then we need better perimeter defenders. The bunch of players either not up for the task or refuse to learn from mistakes of earlier games.
That and athleticism. Name it. I mean, go through the Wizards roster. Go up and down the Wizards roster. Which guard is at least a good athlete, not just an average NBA caliber athlete? Like none of them are on that level. But yet tonight you're dealing with DeRozan and Levine who can win dunk contests. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know what I mean? It is what it is. I mean, you saw that drive and Levine took he went left, blew down, went on baseline, and though he up in the air cocking back on one leg before they just watching. They ain't even had a chance to take a step, let alone get in the lane and try to contest. Dog, it's glaring. And I saw it last night live when the Houston Rockets played. They just young, but they was getting by them at will. You know what I'm saying? But the only person that could really defend those guys was Neto, but he's small. You know what I'm saying? And they paid for it because he was disrupting Kevin Porter, but they drove a good play, and that's how they got the game winner. You know what I'm saying? They had him just look, man, just take the jumper outside. Don't try to attack him. Because Neto, he can slide with the best of them. But outside of that, man, you can get what you want. You can break them down. You know what I'm saying? They don't even take away your first move. Normally I'm like the NBA, the average NBA defender would at least take that away. Then you gotta go to your counter. It's just triple threat. First step, I'm by you. Like, okay, layup. It's bad, man.
Hey, look, the Salma would have had like at least 5 more buckets if he ain't get called for step putting his foot on that base on that end line a couple times because, like you said, he didn't have to come up with a counter. Him and Kobe were putting their foot in the ground and going.
And it also shows
Worst case scenario. Go ahead. All right,
the program went out. I ain't even here. I thought you stopped.
I know. I would just say.
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
I would just talk about them too. Like you're talking about with the difference in athleticism, like the size of White and DeSamu. If they got jammed up, DeSamu would just elevate. I think it was one time late in the third quarter. The shot clock's running down. Beal's guarding him. He went baseline. He didn't try to do anything crazy. He's like, I'm just going to pull up and comfortably take this shot, knock it down, and we're going back the other way. Size and athleticism. You saw them shooting the gaps. They were bothering shots in the paint. They were rebounding. Like Vooch had a good game, and nobody even – you would have to, like, take the time to go care that he had a good game because he wasn't the only one on the glass. They were there. How many times we see Lonzo, one of them guards, get the ball and they're off to the races? Couple passes and transition. And then what we're seeing because of their depth, like you said, DeRozan and Levine are able to take lengthy breaks while them other – because the athleticism is not changing from a large degree. Obviously, they're not as nice as Levine at this point, but, what you were about to say, Carter?
No, I was just saying about the athleticism. It also caters to your pace. Like I like how the Wizards played in the first half. They were running. They was running. They had the pace going up and down and stuff like that. But it does fatigue you when you're not used to playing that way. And then that's when in the third quarter it kind of got to you. Well, got to them, where they Chicago went on that run at the end of the third. What was it, 28 run, and that's when they blew the game open. Got out. But yeah, it's just a lack of when you look. Yeah, but he got one to come here though. But that's what y'all forgetting. It ain't just because you throw a contract out there, they're here. They have to accept that contract, man. But nah, when you're not as athletic as the person you're guarding, man, you gotta understand angles. You gotta understand tendencies even more. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's part of the effort part. You gotta really be locked in. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't have room for error at all. And I think in the Wizards, clearly have shown that they're just not there with that, man. You know what I mean? It's just too easy. It's like, damn, though. I know other teams do it. Other teams do it to y'all. So why can't y'all do it back to them sometime? They need enough to pull out the wins. Like, remember early in the season, they didn't really put a full game together, but at least for like 2 quarters, they were strapping up. They was locking things down. I can't remember the last quarter they locked the team down. You're like, all right, the Bulls 37, 36, 34. They had 3 30-point quarters early in the season, you might have got one. Then you might got a 25. The other 2 quarters were in the teens. You know what I'm saying? They would lock up, and that's what I mean. Like what happened from then to now? You know what I'm saying? But y'all can't duplicate that. At least, and even with that, defending for half a game, y'all were like 10-3. So what happened from then to now? And to me, it's just about effort, it's mental toughness, man. It's about digging deep and just doing what you gotta do to get the win. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's not willing to do that clearly. So, until they get to that point, the results gonna be what they are.
Man, they gotta they can drop that game in Orlando tomorrow. I mean on Sunday. I'm sorry, that's what they can't do. They come back home and go ahead and take a quick look at what they got coming up when they return home. Got Sunday at Orlando. You get the Thunder, another one of those young up and down teams with athletic guards. Got the Magic again. Like you have an opportunity here to take care of business, and then I think next Saturday you got Dame and CJ possibly, and/or Anthony Simons.
And then it gets real.
And then you get the Sixers on MLK Day. Nobody loves seeing the Wizards more than Joel Embiid.
And that's gonna be black on black crime. You know what I'm saying?
On that day, that's tough.
On that day,
midday too. That's tough.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid loves seeing Washington.
Yes.
That's where he starts the game at 25-12. That's where it starts at. Feels like that every time.
I'm hoping, for a TB Rui sighting and stuff like that, man. Because that's what Rui will really help. Because Rui plays defense. He's a versatile defender, man. He get out there. TB, he get out there too. He give you effort. He gonna rim protect, and he gonna get a motor. Like you may get him, but you have to work for it, and that's all you can ask, though. And right now, it's just too easy. Yeah, they ain't even making dudes work for it. It's just like you roll up on the street, man. Man, just give me everything you got. All right, hit it, man. It's like that.
And the other thing, like you said, my bad. The other thing you saw, like with both of them coming back, is the size too. Like not just the height size, but there's actually some weight behind it. Because you got a lot of folks on Washington's team right now. They kind of, we see people flying all over the court at different points during games from not only opposing teams' bigs, but perimeter players at times too. So, you're going to want some of that back.
And then there's no trust. The dudes get beat. I mean, that's why guys are closing out. They on ball a certain way, and like normally you try to send them a certain way, send them to your big or something when you close out. It ain't none of that, dog. I don't even trust nobody gonna be there, so I'm just trying to do the best I can. And the teams know that. They watching the film. They know what's going on, man. So they just exploiting what they're seeing. But it's no trust. So that it's things I still want to see. Like I would love to see like Trez and TB out there together. You feel what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna be sweet inside no more.
Right.
They're not having it. Even with Gaff out there, it's just which will make the perimeter guys better defenders all of a sudden. You be like, hey man, they defending well. It ain't. It's just that teams know they ain't got nothing inside no more, so they got to settle for tougher shots. You know what I mean? So yeah, they need that back, man. They need those guys ASAP, man. So hopefully they pop up soon. I know Rui's close. I know that for sure.
I'm sure they hope he's close, as in Sunday. Shoot around, warm-ups. 20 minutes, that type close. If you guys have nothing else, we're gonna close, and then we'll check back in with you all that tuned in. Again, we appreciate you guys. I appreciate the last comment. Everybody tuned in as well. Thank you, Area 11T. We'll see you guys Sunday evening on a busy Sunday of sports. I have a great one.